So much for joining His Holiness Chandramauli Swami Maharaj's daily class. Today we are continuing with our Srimad Bhagavatam study of second canto, fourth chapter, the process of creation. And today's verses are 3 and 4. Hare Krishna Maharaj, my humble obeisances to you. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for your association for all of us today. I'll share my screen again. Maharaj.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Rupachate man evartam yamama pritchata satama. Krishna nubhavasa shravane. Shradadano mahamanaha samsta vigyano sanyasya. Karma trivargigam chayat Vasudeva Bhagavati Atma Bhavam Driham Gataha. O great sages, the great soul Maharaj Parikshit, constantly wrapped in thought of Lord Krishna, knowing well of his imminent death, renounced all sorts of fruitive activities, namely acts of religion, economic development, and sense gratification, and thus fixed himself firmly in his natural love for Krishna, and asked all these questions exactly as you are asking me. The three activities of religion, economic development, and sense gratification, are generally attractive for conditioned souls struggling in the existence of material world. Such regulated activities prescribed in the Vedas are called karmakandiya, conception of life, and householders are generally recommended to follow the rules just to enjoy material prosperity, both in this life and in the next. Most people are attracted by such activities. Even in the activities of their modern godless civilization, people are more concerned with economic development and sense gratification without any religious sentiments. As the great emperor of the world, Maharaj Parikshit had to observe such regulations of the Vedic Karmakandiya section, but by his slight association with Sukadeva Goswami, he could perfectly understand that Lord Krishna, the absolute personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, from whom he had natural love since his birth, is everything, and thus he fixed his mind firmly upon him, renouncing all the modes of Vedic Karmakandic activities. This perfectional stage is attained by a jnani after many, many births. The jnanis, or the empirical philosophers endeavoring for liberations, are thousands of times better than the fruit of workers. And out of the hundreds of thousands of such jnanis, one is actually liberated, factually liberated. And out of the hundreds and thousands of such liberated persons, even one person is rarely found who can firmly fix his mind on the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, and declared by the Lord himself in the Bhagavad Gita 7:19, Maharaj Parikshit, especially qualified with the words Mahamanaha, which puts him on an equal level with the Mahatmas described in the Bhagavad Gita. In later life, also, there are many Mahatmas of this type, and they also gave up Karmakandiya conceptions of life, solely and wholly depending on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, who was Lord Krishna himself, taught us in his Shikshastakam, Aslisyava pararatam pinastumam darshanam armahatam karotuva yatatava viradatu lampato matpranam nastu saeva naparaha. Lord Krishna, who is the lover of many devotees, women, may embrace this fully surrendered maidservant, or may trample me with his feet, or may he render me broken-hearted by not being present before me for a long duration of time, but still he is nothing less than the absolute Lord of my heart. Rupa Goswami speaks, Vichaya Maradanda Dinabandhu Dyamavam Gatirya Na Bhavatad Kichat Anyamasmasti Niyaptato sattakoti nibaram va navaba tarapakilam pradados suyatta chatkane. O Lord of the poor, do what you like with me. Give me either mercy or punishment, but in this world I have none to look to except your lordship. The Chitaka bird always prays for the clouds, regardless of whether it showers rains or throws a thunderbolt. Sri Madhavendra Puri, the grand spiritual master of Lord Chaitanya, took leave of all of his karma kandiya obligations in the following words. Sandhyavadana baram astu bhavato bhusnana tu banamo bodheva pitarasada tarpana vidonaham shama shamatam yatra kapi visadeya yadava kulotos manas kamsadvisam smaram smaram agaham haramitam alam anye kim anyena me. O my evening prayer, all good unto you. O my morning bath, I bid you goodbye. O demigods and forefathers, please excuse me. I am unable to perform any more offerings for your pleasure. Now I have decided to free myself from all reactions of sin simply by remembering anywhere and everywhere the great descendant of Yadu, the great enemy of Kamsa, Lord Krishna. I think that is sufficient for me. So what is the use of further endeavors? And then Madhavendra Puri continues, Mugam mavagatu niti vipuna bratanam mohor vaidikam madam bhavava sataya jaradeya muktadara sodaraha unmatadani no vivekta chatura kama maha dambikam moktam na shamate manag IP mano govinda paraspriham. Let the sharp moralists accuse me of being illusioned. I don't mind. Experts in the Vedic activities may slander me as being misled. Friends and relatives may call me frustrated. My brothers may call me a fool, and the wealthy Mammonites may point me out as mad. And the learned philosophers may assert that I am much too proud. Still, my mind does not budge an inch from the determination to serve the lotus feet of Govinda, though I am unable to do it. Also, Prahlad Maharaj says, Dharmata kama itiyo bihitas trivargam iksatrayana damo vividacha vartam manyeta eta akilam igamasya satyam smart mahapanam smasudaram paramasya pumsaha. Religion, economic development, sense gratification are celebrated as the three means of attaining the path of salvation. Of these, ikshatvayi, especially, that is knowledge of the self, knowledge of fruitive activities, and logic of also politics and economics, are different means of livelihood. All these are different subjects of Vedic education, therefore I consider them temporary engagements. On the other hand, surrendering unto the Supreme Lord Vishnu is factual gain in life, and I consider it the ultimate truth. From Bhagavatam 7:6-26. The whole matter is concluded in the Bhagavad Gita 2:41 as Vyavasa Yatmikam Buddhi, or the absolute path of perfection. Sri Baladev Vidyabhushanam, a great Vaishnav scholar, defines this as Bhagavan Archanam Rupaya Niskamam Karmabhi Visuddha Chittam, accepting transcendental loving service to the Lord as the prime duty, free from fruitive reaction. So Maharaj Pariksit was perfectly right when he firmly accepted the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, renouncing all karma kandiya conceptions of life. Om Gyantimidandasya Jana Salakaya Chaksun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Ma Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasnaya Bhutale Srimakti Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharide Nirvisesa Sunyavari Pastyatya Satarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasari Gaura Bhakta Panchakalpatarubhischa Kripa Sindhu Paevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaho Namaha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. All the rules, the regulations, the rituals, the pujas, the mantra chanting, the austerities, the penances, following prescribed duties, following the religious principles, all of that is meant to help you become attracted to the lotus feet of the Lord in devotional service. Therefore, all of these other activities are necessary as long as you do not have attraction for the lotus feet of the Lord. They are geared to help detach you from all material activities and gradually bring your mind and your activities in relationship to serving the lotus feet of Krishna in pure devotional service. That is the only goal of life. And all rules, regulations, restrictions, whatever else is there within the Vedic system of performances, both spiritual and material, or we might call them sub-spiritual, are all meant to get you attracted to Krishna. Once you get attracted to Krishna, then you become more and more attached to Krishna. When you become more and more attached to Krishna, you want to think of Krishna more. You want to hear about Krishna more. You want to speak about Krishna more. And then your life becomes, you become Krishna addicted, and all the other rules, regulations, and restrictions stand there with folded hands and offer you obeisances and say, if you need any further service, we are here. But I can see you have made it to what we are trying to bring you to. You have become attached to the Supreme Personality of God in devotion, which is the goal of life. Prema Pumarta Mahan. So, yes, we must perform some of these other activities. Here we talks about the Gyanis. There's the one verse is mentioned, 719. Bahunam Jnanamamante Jnanamamam Papadyante Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabaha. That verse is, yes, 719, there it is. It's mentioned that after many, many births and deaths of cultivating knowledge, performing austerities, and performing various types of ritualistic ceremonies, one when one actually knows me to be the cause of all causes, that person surrenders unto me, and that soul is very rare. That's why he's called Mahatma, great soul. Sudurla Baha, that soul is very rarely seen. So, yes, so if the Gyanis, Karmis, Yogis, Tapasis, various types of spiritual practitioners actually come to the platform of becoming attracted to Krishna, then all of their austerities, penances, and whatever they've done in the past has borne fruit and brought them to that stage. But ultimately, all of these other things are not the goal of life. To have a successful family life means you get a chance to die and do it again in your next life. To achieve great positions within the spiritual societies and have followers and have write many books and open many temples and perform many austerities which attract everyone is considered to be external. What is really there is what is the quality of the heart. When the heart becomes aware of its nature and is attracted to Krishna in devotion, we have to be eager to serve Krishna. We have to be eager to hear about Krishna. We have to be eager to associate with devotees who are eager to hear and serve Krishna also. All of this is the process by which one achieves success. So when devotees come together for various retreats, various seminars, various yatras, various temple functions, it's all about inspiring our attachment to and hearing about the glories of the Lord, which are beyond the three modes of material nature. They are on the pure transcendental platform. They attract the mind and they attract the soul ultimately. Now this is the goal. So we have so many other activities that are there in devotional service. Sometimes the great souls who are already attracted to Krishna, they perform these activities just to teach others the standard by which others should follow. But they do not need to follow themselves. They do it as a service for others. Once you are attracted to Krishna in devotion and your mind is fixed on the lotus feet of the Lord, you have attained perfection. And when that intensification of meditating on the lotus feet of the Lord becomes complete, then pure love for Krishna manifests and the devotee becomes happy. And he doesn't even worry about what's happening with his body or her body. That's incidental. They're so happy that they become oblivious. They become uninterested in what's happening on the bodily level. It says that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was just performing his daily activities as a routine in a mechanical way, because he would take his afternoon bath. He would do whatever else he was doing in his activities with devotees, aside from hearing and chanting the glories of the Lord, as simply a something to accomplish. In other words, taking bath, just like you hear from Madhavendra Puri. Madhavendra Puri is such a great soul. He's on the same level as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, almost on the same level as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Srimati Radharani. He has achieved Mahabhava, the highest state of Krishna consciousness. He's saying, let the sharp moralists criticize me. Goodbye to my morning bath. Goodbye to my, following this ritual or that ritual. I'm now, people may call me mad. People may call me a fool. People may call me insane. Whatever they want to call me, I'm fixed on the lotus feet of the Lord, and there's nothing else to achieve. So, yeah, this is Krishna consciousness. So the whole thing is whatever we're doing, it's to bring about that purification of heart when we detach ourselves from all material activities and awaken our natural attraction for Krishna. If you're not attracted to Krishna, then you have a lot of work to do. If you're slightly attracted to Krishna, not that we're attracted to Krishna so he can give us something. We're attracted to Krishna because he is Krishna. And he's all attractive. Simply by seeing his transcendental form, the devotees become happy. Their mind becomes stunned with absorption in the Lord's transcendental form. They can't take their mind off it. I had one god sister. She had such love for Lord Jagannath, and that she would serve Lord Jagannath 24 hours a day, every day. And there's one incident in her life where she was standing in front of Jagannath. He was on the altar. She was standing right in front of the altar, and she stood there for 5 hours. 5 hours just absorbed in the beautiful lotus-eyed Jagannath. So these things are not something that are there for great souls. They're for everyone, because everyone, every living entity has a pure love for Krishna. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Saru Kabunai. Sravanare Siddhi Chitti Koriye Udoy. In the hearts of all living entities, Krishna, pure love for Krishna exists. So it's not like, well, these are very nice things, but these people, these personalities who have achieved that, they're special. I'm not so advanced. I'm not so, I'm just a Mataji who has a family, or I'm just a Prabhu who's got a job. No, we have the example of so many people who have nothing in life, or even who are engaged also in many other activities, but their minds cannot be deviated even for an iota away from the lotus feet of the Lord. So we take heart with the prayers of Madhavendra Puri. Madhavendra Puri is he is such a elevated soul that it says that he was the one who introduced Radharani worship into Gaudiya Vaishnav culture. Before then, it was just Krishna. But when Madhavendra Puri came, he actually brought in the mood of Radharani, which wasn't done prior to that. And that preceded Lord Chaitanya, because when Lord Chaitanya came, he was actually in Radharani's mood in his own devotion to himself. So we can read about Madhavendra Puri and Chaitanya Charitamrita. His life is really interesting, and he teaches many, many powerful spiritual lessons. And he is a Kalpavriksha tree in the spiritual world. There are trees in the spiritual world. They're called Kalpavriksha. That means you can go to that tree and you can ask anything from that tree, and that tree will deliver. In the material world, if you go to a cherry tree, you get cherries. You go to an apple tree, you get apples. You go to a mango tree, you get mangoes. But in the Kalpavriksha tree fulfills the desires of anyone. And these trees are there in the spiritual world. So once you're in the spiritual world, whatever you want, but you don't really want anything. All you want to do is get different things so you can serve Krishna with. So the tree will supply whatever you need, so you can serve Krishna in different ways. So Madhavendra Puri is a manifestation in this world of a Kalpavriksha tree in the spiritual world. So this verse really, these two verses actually really emphasize that everything that we do is simply external, but it's necessary in certain ways to bring us to the path of attraction to Krishna in devotion. Once we have achieved that, then that becomes the activity itself. Then one is just simply absorbed in serving Krishna, glorifying Krishna, thinking about Krishna, inspiring others also to do the same. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Maharaj, thank you so much. Such a wonderful class and nice, important points you mentioned in the class. And the essence is we have to always think about Krishna and get fixed up our mind in a devotional service and get attracted to Krishna. And as you said, get addicted to Krishna. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's just like a person gets addicted to drugs or alcohol or different thing, chocolate. You got to get addicted to Krishna.
Yes, Maharaj.
And he's not hard to get addicted to because everything about him is attractive. But if we don't hear about him enough, if we don't associate with devotees who are fixed in devotion to him, it won't really manifest. We have to make that effort. Yeah, I really want to get attracted to Krishna, so let me do those things that will bring that attraction about.
Thank you. Dear devotees, any questions or comments, you can please go ahead now. Dinanath Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. I have obeisance to you, Maharaj. Maharaj, I have a question in regards to, it's two questions, but there are different levels of surrender depending on purification. So what are those different levels of surrender characterized by?
By how much attachment you still are in the material world.
Okay.
If there's complete surrender, that means that what is complete surrender means? That verse, Alishyava Pinaratam Punastumam, that was mentioned. That's complete surrender. The whole purport is full of statements of complete surrender. Well, different levels of surrender is conditional. I surrender under certain circumstances. I surrender in certain situations. When I feel happy, I can surrender. When I don't feel happy, I don't surrender. So that's not surrender. Surrender is the nature of the soul's relationship with Krishna, where we're surrendering to the material energy. So why not surrender to Krishna? Material energy, you're surrendering to it, but she's a taskmaster. She just kicks you. We're surrendering to something that's just kicking us. That's all. But Krishna will lovingly kick you, and his kicks are so sweet that you'll feel happy when you get kicked by Krishna. But Maya, she kicks you hard. And then when you're down, she's like like one of these Japanese sumo wrestlers. She jumps on you, boom, smashes you to the ground. And then you're saying, Krishna, save me. And then she lets up, and then you go back to your material life again, and then she smashes you again. So that's Maya. She's good. She's the best. She knows how to make you suffer in material life.
Thank you, Maharaj. Maharaj, because that was also the second interlinking discussion, is that unless we see that unless forced to surrender by, that surrender doesn't come. So either it's a health, either it's mental anxiety getting too much, financials, whatever, right? Normally the surrender doesn't come, but unless you are forced to, you see when Maya, as you were saying, Maharaj, sits on you, you then surrender.
Yeah, because, what can you do? You're suffering. But suffering is not the way to surrender. That's for those who are, stubbornly attached. Bhakti Tirtha Swami made a nice prayer, which really illustrates the mood of surrender. And he said it in front of the governing body commission in Mayapur. And he also made statements in his lectures about this particular prayer. And I think it illustrates complete surrender. It goes, my dear Lord, whatever there is in my life that is blocking me in my relationship to you, take it away. And whatever there is in my life that I need in order to develop my relationship to you, bring it about. That's a nice prayer. That's a paraphrase. The words may be slightly different, but that's the essence of the prayer. Get rid of those things that's blocking my relationship with you, and bring about those things that will enhance my relationship with you. But we're afraid to make those prayers because we know as soon as we make those prayers, things are going to happen. And then we say, oh no, I'm not ready, not so fast. I have my plans. Krishna, you're ruining my plans. Well, you prayed for it, so.
Thank you, Maharaj.
But if you can't do that, at least associate with advanced devotees and engage in devotional service. That will accelerate your progress in devotional service. That's why we have these yatras, you know. We're doing 2 a year now, one in Govardhan Echo Village, and then the regular one yearly, the Dad Disciples meeting. Devotees are asking for a third one. So yeah, it's wherever we can bring the devotees together, hear and chant the glories of the Lord. That really energizes our spiritual life and attracts us more and more to Krishna and to the association of devotees. We can do that locally in our temples, but when we do it in an organized way and we focus on different activities, then it becomes much more effective, much more direct.
Thank you,
Maharaj.
Maharaj.
Sridevi Mataji, please go ahead.
We have to get out of our, what we say, our routine. Maya will put you into a routine. What was it? Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan was one of the heroes of the youth generation back in the 1960s. And his songs really illustrate how the living entity is being smashed by the material energy. You know, we're thinking if I can get a good job, hey, and I get a good pay, hey, I'm successful. Well, what success can you get out of that? That's not success. If you get attached to that idea, then your spiritual life may also go down. Therefore, whatever brings us closer to Krishna, that we want. Whatever takes us away from Krishna, that we want to avoid.
Thank you, Maharaj. Sridevi Mataji, please go ahead.
Thank you. Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. As this verse and purport clearly illustrates, excuse me, it takes a lot to really understand the position of Krishna and surrender to Krishna. Most people are just captivated by the material energy. And as you said, Guru Maharaj, running after the material things of life. And if you tell them, why are you struggling so much? They say, no, and this is nice. I'm getting a good job. So many people don't have a job, I have a job at least, and then I get a good paycheck, and you know how many perks I have? I have so many benefits. I've got health in, I have this, I have that. And they try to convince you that their life is very good. So to such people who think that it's all in all to get a good paycheck, to have benefits, to have a nice, material arrangements, how we can even penetrate them that they need to worship Krishna?
Well, if you try to wake a person up who's sleeping, you can wake them up. But if you try to wake a person up who's pretending to sleep, they won't get up. So yeah, they're in the illusion that there is some happiness there. Material success has never been glorified in any Shastra as success. In fact, it's seen as opportunities for going farther away from Krishna because it gives you the illusion of success. Therefore, what does King Kunti pray? Just give me some calamities. That way I can understand, and then I can really feelingly call out to you in devotion. Yeah, so go on with your material life, but don't think that that's the goal of life or the success of life. It's not. It's also temporary. Could change at any second. You meet people who have nice jobs, and the next minute they're redundant. They have no place anywhere. Prabhupada talks about, working for another person. It's like he says it's dog life. The dog is running from place to place, wagging its tail, saying, I want to become your dog. Please become my master. Please give me some nice dog biscuits. And then the tail wags real fast. So, that's what it means to work for the materialists. We're wagging our tail. I'm a qualified dog. I can bark better than all of the other persons who you have that are also dogs. So please hire me and give me the best dog biscuits that are available. So this is material life. And we're surrendering our so-called freedom to somebody who doesn't even care about us. And we're working simply for people who are just lusty, greedy, and avaricious, sexually inclined. All of these people are. And we think, well, I got a good job, it doesn't matter. But who's got a good job nowadays anyway? And sometimes people do have something, and then after some time, it's gone. So what you're playing, it's like Russian roulette. That's all it is. So work for Krishna, serve Krishna, associate with devotees. Why do we want to associate with the non-devotees? We can become a devotee to associate with devotees. As Prabhupada said, the first principle is association. Well, you might say, well, I'm doing that. But you're also taking away from your spiritual development as you associate with and serve the non-devotees. That's why Prabhupada said, develop Krishna consciousness and develop a society where devotees can associate with devotees and take care of all of their needs within the devotional arena, within the devotional context. I know one spiritual master, he won't give second initiation to any of his disciples if they work a job outside. He says Brahmins don't work for pay. Brahmins serve the Lord and offer service as their means of livelihood. Yeah, I know the excuse. Yeah. If we don't have money, then we can't live, and we can't do this, and we can't do that, and we can't do this. How long will that go on? When the whole thing becomes, when the farce becomes revealed. But even while we're in it, we're struggling, we're suffering. We're not chanting our rounds. We got to squeeze our rounds in because we don't have enough time. We spend so much time maintaining family, working a job, taking care of household life, doing all of the things, fire insurance, life insurance, dog insurance, cat insurance, insurance for insurance, paying the insurance bills. Material life will just drag you from one situation to another. So we want to become fully absorbed and attached to Krishna and associate with devotees. That's Krishna consciousness. So develop that social environment where devotees can live together, work together, serve together, and find all of their needs within the context of devotional life. Take care of children by, instead of sending them to school and turning them into, monsters like the kids in the schools are today. They're like monsters, some of these kids. Why do we want to expose our children to such an environment? But we're attached. We're not so much attached to these things. We're not attached to Krishna enough to see the benefit of devoting more time and energy to Krishna. Therefore, hear about Krishna more, chant Krishna's name, serve the Lord's devotees. Susushra Sharadanasya Vasudeva Kataruchi Shamniyat Seva Vipa Purnya Tirtana Sevanat. Serve great souls. If you serve great souls, that'll awaken your attachment to Krishna. And that attachment to Krishna is to hear more and more about Krishna. You get eager to hear about Krishna. You get eager to associate with devotees. You realize devotees are special people. They'll do anything for you. And ask any devotee to help you, and that devotee will think of, what can I do to help that person? You ask the non-devotees, they'll sell you some help at best. And maybe they won't even help you at all. Devotees are great. You can't meet nicer people than devotees. They actually care about people. Not only do they care about the other devotees, they care about people in general. That's the kind of association we want, to be around people who we can have relationships with without being, trying to present ourselves in some kind of way that people will accept us. The material world, you have to perform in order for people to accept you. You have to put on the social face and act according to the puppet master who makes you dance in different ways. It's the material world. Have to fit in with the in crowd. The devotees, if they're devotees, even if they're not perfect, even if they have some problems or some flaws, still, because they're devotees, they're getting the mercy of Krishna, and they are, and if you ask them to help you, if there's some need, devotee is always there. Devotee doesn't say, I don't have any time. Devotee says, I'll make time.
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you so much, Maharaj.
Just ask Somadhatri. She'll ask anything for Somadhatri. And she's like, she's like 108 years old, and she'll do anything for you. Although she's not quite 108, but she'll do anything. Just ask her. I give her the most difficult services. And she's like, all right, what else is there? Give me some more.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to you, Gurudev. It's your mercy.
All the devotees are like that, but some devotees make it their service to serve the devotees. They look forward to it. They even go out of their way to find chances to serve the devotees. The non-devotees will serve you, but then you'll get the bill also.
So, Mrs. Mataji, you want to say something or ask anything? Please unmute, Mataji.
She can't speak. She's too emotional right now.
Hare Krishna, my humble obeisances, Guru Maharaj. And Prabhupada, and all glories to all Vaishnavis. I'm thinking now 2 days, if I share my realization, recently realization, but I was not sure. But now when we talk about this, I think that I will share, and so I'm going. I am in Mayapur. I have time. I chanting, dancing, reading, go to darshan. Yes, I have here my Gurudev, but something missing. Something missing. I don't feel so satisfied. I miss Krishna relationship. Not too close. Krishna, I feel not too close, like when I serve and have another services. I said I will ask Gurudev what I feel so not so empty, not fulfilled. And then I asked Krishna, I'm missing my service for new devotees, newcomer. Then when I did this, Krishna was closer to me. I feel how he leads me. And what happened? A few days ago, I go along Taranpur road. I don't know where I'm going, and I saw one young devotee, Bhaktin, like lost in space, and she come nearer and Mataji, please help me. I am first day here, and I lost. I don't know. I live in Rasa Lita Kund, but I'm alone, and my friend will come few days. And now I'm not here. Where is temple? Where is this and this? Wow! I thank you, Krishna. And we go. I care for her few days. She was so grateful. I was grateful. But I said, I'm more grateful that you, because Krishna sent me in this my situation, that I can see that in this Mayapur I could the same serve newcomer. And so we be together till the friends return. And what I realized, Krishna heard me, sent me, that I feel the same, these feelings, that he is with me, he leads me. But I realized that these feelings and this relationship, this connect with Krishna, I now have get through chanting, through reading. And I have to improve this. I have to improve this. That now Krishna is not satisfied with my chanting, sure. And so I don't feel this connection. And reading and all this, I think, no, I will, what you think, Guru Maharaj?
Jai. So simply by doing seva for someone who needed some service, everything became different, became satisfying. Yeah, that's it. It's all about service, service to the Vaishnava, service to Krishna. We're hearing, we're chanting, we're reading. That's nice. And that's necessary. But the result of this is, as Srila Prabhupada said, all of my every one of the verses in Srimad Bhagavatam teaches you that you're a servant. And so the idea to do service, practical service to the Vaishnavas, to the temple, or to wherever you can find service, is what gives us happiness and satisfaction. So then when we chant, when we read, then it becomes even more wonderful. But if we're not doing that service, or we're not associating with devotees enough, or not doing service for devotees, and we think, well, yeah, I got so many books to read, I'll read. That's nice. But so the point is, it's all about relationships. Relationship with Krishna, relationship with Krishna's devotees, relationship with the living entities. Life is about relationships. The more you serve Krishna's devotees, the more you please Krishna, the more your relationship with Krishna becomes stronger. And when you serve somebody who's in need, then that service is really satisfying.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Thank you, Mataji, for sharing that. It's very inspiring. Thank you. Maharaj, I have a question about this associating with non-devotees. Some devotees say that if you mingle or if you associate a little bit with non-devotees, then they will understand, or someday they will come to Krishna consciousness, and they try to, they watch you and what you are doing, and then they'll get inspired. But how much extent we have to go that way?
Well, it depends on how strong you are,
Yeah.
because you also can pick up some of their habits and some of their likings, and then you'll go down. If you're very strong spiritually, then you're not affected. But why would we want to associate with the non-devotees? We want to associate with the non-devotees to preach to them, or to bring them closer to Krishna, not just to be with them in ordinary material activities. If you can use ordinary material activities to bring them closer to Krishna, then that is not association. You're not taking their association, you're giving them your association. They're getting the association of a devotee. But if you associate on the same level that they are, then you're sharing, and then you're also accepting their association, and then you'll find yourself again being connected with material ideas and material desires, material conversations.
Yes, Maharaj, yeah. Because if anybody is in the office environment, or they're working, and they get more opportunities to meet them and all. But personally, I don't have any opportunity to meet non-devotees, especially if I make an endeavor to go to them. Yeah, it's but I'm very poor in associating with non-devotees. I don't know what to talk to them sometimes.
Good.
Because
Hey.
so I try to avoid. But the thing is, if I'm avoiding too much, then I'm not giving Krishna to them. That's how I feel sometimes. So
when Sanatana Goswami came to Lord Chaitanya, and he asked, what is the first duty of a devotee? What is the first business of a devotee? Lord Chaitanya said, Asat Sangha Tyaga E Vaishnava Achar. Asat Sangha Tyaga. Tyaga means to give up. What is that giving up? Asat. Give up the association of those who are not devotees. Asat. Sangha. Association. And take up a Vaishnava Achar. Take up the association of devotees. That was the first thing that Lord Chaitanya emphasized when one is coming to Krishna consciousness. If we have an opportunity to preach, then we should do that. But just to mingle with the non-devotees is It's dangerous. I mean, I have to fly in airplanes, and I travel alone many times, and I have to associate with the non-devotees. But I'm very friendly and respectful to them.
Yeah.
I always give them, if there's some reason for, in other words, I always try to treat them in the nicest possible way I can.
Mm.
And if they appreciate that, then they're appreciating me as a devotee, even though they may not be completely aware of that. Then they make some advancement. But I don't get into conversations about material life. I never do that.
Yeah.
So we should give respect and honor and be polite to the non-devotees and follow the proper behavior of a human culture, but don't get close because their minds are full of, kama, krodha, lobha, matsarya, moda.
Yes, Maharaj. Yeah. So by your mercy and blessings and with devotees' encouragement, I started a reading call for Bhagavad Gita. Yesterday was the first one with my community people here. I messaged them that I want to read Bhagavad Gita with you all. Will you join? So few of them joined. At least
Yeah,
five. Yeah.
for instance, we started this program of online class back in when COVID was on, and we started in March of 2020. It's been going since almost 5 years now, 4.5 years. And more people are coming. And
Yes.
more people are taking part in it. Some people are coming and actually becoming interested in Krishna consciousness and taking initiation. Start something, develop it. Don't worry about numbers. Just
Yes.
keep work on it, and then gradually you'll see people will come. Krishna will send them.
Mm. And I was surprised that everyone has the Bhagavad Gita copy at their home. I was thinking like I have to give them Bhagavad Gita, but everyone said that I have Bhagavad Gita at home. So I was so surprised, like, okay, you already have Bhagavad Gita, and yeah, now that's why they were interested to join the call. And yeah, it was very nice yesterday.
Yeah. Now they can take advantage of the Gita.
Please bless me, Maharaj, so that I can do some service.
Yeah, you're doing nice service. Continue.
Thank you, Maharaj. Yeah, Sakshi Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna to all the devotees. Maharaj, you were emphasizing on associating with advanced devotees. I recently got opportunity to associate with many advanced devotees in the yatra, but I don't know,
I'll
something
call you
was
back.
wrong.
Yeah, I'll call you back in 5 minutes. I'm on a class now.
Oh, sure. No problem. Thank you,
Okay.
Maharaj. Very
Thank
good.
you. Yeah, go ahead.
So I wanted to ask, I think there was something wrong because I could not take the best use of association over there. So I wanted to know what was wrong there. And I think because of my consciousness. So what is the best way of associating with advanced devotees? How do we associate
Two
with the
things.
right
If you
consciousness?
can do personal service for them, that may not always be possible. If you can do some personal service, but the best thing is just to hear from them. To hear from them and to learn more about Krishna consciousness. With advanced devotees, we try to serve them and hear from them. With equals, we make friends and share Krishna consciousness. With those who are in a lesser position, we try to raise them up and help them become a devotee. That is the relationships to the three kinds of people that we have.
for it, Maharaj.
Yeah.
Yes, Maharaj, even I was thinking of asking you, like this Advanced Devotees, Senior Devotees Association is hard to get. Everyone are busy, and it's like, and do with the time zone difference, it's very hard to get the association of senior devotees. So yeah, even I was thinking I have to more associate with senior devotees to get inspired more. And do
I'm
some-
not saying I'm a senior devotee, but we were in Kirtan the other night and we were dancing. And the next day, some gentleman, Bengali gentleman, could hardly speak English. He knocks on my door. I open the door. He comes in, pays his dandavats, and he said, "Oh, it was such a nice kirtan. I have some gifts for you." So he brought me 2 bars of soap and 2 gumshoes. So, who inspired him to do that? He got inspiration within his own self, and then he decided, well, let me offer something. And I was grateful. Although I didn't need any of it, what he gave me, I still accepted it. And I was grateful to see his enthusiasm, his appreciation. So yeah, if you have a senior devotee, you can always offer some prashadam, you can offer some gift, you can offer some nice words, or you can ask them a question.
Yes, Maharaj. Yeah. Thank you. Sridevi Mataji, you have a question?
Yeah, let's go for the last one here. This will be the last question.
Yes, Maharaj.
It's not so much a question, Guru Maharaj. I just wanted to say that I am not a senior devotee by any means. Everyone knows that. But Sakshi and Manisha, when they stayed with me, they were so wonderful, so service oriented, so conscientious, so caring. And they helped me throughout for my Graha Pravesham ceremonies. They stayed on and waited for a whole day afterwards also. It was such a treat for me to have these 2 bright, very sweet, very service oriented girls with me. And I was thinking, wow, Krishna, this is so wonderful. If only you could fill my house with, sweet young girls like this. All I have to do is be a mother to them and my life is made. Like that. So it was really wonderful to have them. I just wanted to share that.
Yeah, grandmothers, they like young kids. Where'd she go? She's somewhere. Oh, she's still around? Oh, okay. Oh, there you are. Okay. Yeah, they're nice. I met them in Ujjain last year, and ever since then, they've been coming to the programs and chanting and showing more and more interest.
They're just very, very sincere, Guru Maharaj. They're 2 gems, I really
Yeah.
pray that
Why'd you
they
let
keep.
them go?
I had no choice. They insisted that they wanted to go. What could I do? I told them not to go. I told them just stay for 1 more week at least.
You should have took them to Vrinda's Pizzeria. They would have stayed.
Okay, next time I'll do that.
They got the best Italian food on the planet here in Mayapur. Mayapur is what does it call it? It's a desire tree. Whatever you want, it's here. Okay, I have to
Yeah.
kind of like move on because there's some other things coming up.
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you so much for such a wonderful class and nice discussion. And thank you, dear devotees. Tomorrow's class is with Harrisburg devotees. And I forgot.
What's the verse?
Yes, Maharaj. 1 second. Sorry. The verse is 2nd canto, 5th chapter, verse number 4. 254, Srimad Bhagavatam,
Okay.
254. Same time and different link. I'll share the link in the WhatsApp group. Thank you so
Mhm.
much.
Okay.
Srila Prabhupada
Thank
ki
you.
jai, Srimad
Thank you, Guru
Bhagavatam.
Maharaj.
Thank you. Thank you.
For today's class, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
My,
Thank you
my
very much.
respects.
Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Haribol.
Hare
My
Krishna.
obeisances to all the devotees. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Gurudev.
Hare Krishna. Guru.
Hari Hari. Balaji,
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much. That's wonderful.
you got that fancy shirt you got there. That's pretty wild.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank
Okay.
you. Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Today I had a very nice experience. The Russian devotees wanted to honor the Prabhupada disciples, and so they had worked on this project of gathering coins from different countries around the world, just coins, and they melted all the coins down, and they made deities of Prabhupada out of the coins.
Wow.
I can show you my Prabhupada coin deity. It's a beautiful little deity, and it's just perfect. You can carry him around as a little tiny box. Let me get him.
Yes, Maharaj.
Coins.
બધા વેટ કરીને પ્રભુ કરીને પંચમણી.
So here he is, Srila Prabhupada. It's a nice little deity, if you can see.
Yes, Maharaj. Oh, very nice.
Great.
Yeah.
Mhm.
With Japamala also, Japa bag.
Yeah, Japabag, yeah, that has to be there. Prabhupada said always.
Mm.
And it's made out of coins. And he's about, I don't know, 1 inch high. Since he's really small. Has a little box. You can carry him around. So the Russian devotees just wanted to show their appreciation for Prabhupada disciples. And the Mayapur management organized a gathering where many Prabhupada disciples came, and we each received a little deity of Prabhupada.
Nice.
Quite nice, huh?
Yes, Maharaj.
Very nice, Guru Maharaj. Very
Very
nice.
Prabhupada. It's so
Attention to
adorable.
detail.
He's even got tilak.
Yeah,
Great idea.
Yes,
and
yes.
bead bag and
They did very nicely.
yeah, very
Yeah.
nice.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
It's nice.
You can carry him around everywhere now.
Yeah.
I'll bring him to Govardhan Echo Village. You can see him when you come.
Great. Wonderful.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you for such a blessing, Maharaj.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
When are you coming to Mumbai?
Hmm?
Sumaj, when are you coming to Mumbai?
I arrive on the 16th evening, which is Saturday evening. I'll be there Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Okay. So if I meet you on Sunday, I was just worried. I mean, if you're landing on that day and I'm right there in front of you, so it's not that right.
Yeah, well, just come and see what happens.
Okay. Okay, Guru Maharaj.
Okay.
Waiting to meet.
Anyway, you can see Sri Radha Gopinath. They're so charming.
Yes, Guru Maharaj. It's always a pleasure serving them.
Yeah. Now, Radhanath Swami and I were looking at a picture of Radhanath Gopinath during the yatra. And I said to him, I have one disciple. She did the backdrop of that particular photo we were looking at. The blue backdrop.
Oh, yes, Guru Maharaj.
Yeah, and he didn't say anything, but he looked anyway. Maharaj he doesn't speak much, but he appreciates a lot.
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
So
He has seen every, actually when we were doing service, even this Janmashtami and previous Janmashtami, he takes a look at everything, every seva going on. He doesn't speak much, but he still take a look. He just come at every department and take a look.
if there's something wrong, you'll hear from him. But if it's right, then he's just appreciating you.
Yes, Guru Maharaj. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj.
Hare
Krishna, thank you so much.
Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Are we chanting Srimati together?
Yes, Mata.